Hello guys and welcome to another MyDMX 2.0 tutorial. Today we're going to take another look at scenes and how you can create scenes with multiple steps. So if we go into the software here, on the left hand side of the screen we have our scenes window, and on the right hand side we have another window called steps. Basically the way this works is your scenes can be broken down into multiple steps, so you can have things changing and happening within a single scene. Let me start a brand new scene and I'll explain just what I'm talking about. First of all, let's give it a name. Let's call this Blue Red Chase. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the scene builder. I'm going to grab all of my LED fixtures, beam on, and put them in red. And there we go. We've created a simple scene with all of our LED lights in red. Now I want to make this a chase. So what I'm going to do is go over to our steps window here and press this button to add another step. Remember what I said in an earlier video about the scene you're editing is the active one, the one in blue. The same applies for steps here. You can see step 2 is currently active. We're currently editing it. So what I can do is go back into the scene builder here, re-grab those lights and put them in blue. And it's as simple as that. We've now created two different steps, one in red and one in blue. And when we press the play button to play back that scene, you can see we've now got a simple chase going from red to blue. It's really that simple to start creating multi-step sequences. So if you look in here, we've got some further options with our fade times. Let me just stop the playback for a second. We can go here and adjust the fade time. So let's say we want it to fade on in 1 second. Now currently we've just applied the fade time to step 1. So if I play that back, it's going to fade into step 1, but jump into step 2. So let's make this second step 1 second as well. So now we've got a nice crossfade between red and blue. And our hold time here is the time that the sequence waits between triggering the next step. So currently it'll go red, wait a second, go blue, wait a second, and so on. So I'm going to go ahead now and change the hold time to make it a bit longer, but I'm going to do it across all the steps at once by using the Shift key to select all my steps, going up to this settings cog here, and I can then adjust the hold time and the fade time for my entire selection. So let's make the fade 2 seconds and let's make the hold 3 seconds. And we've changed that for all our steps. And now when I play back, it's going to fade for 2 seconds, wait for 3 seconds, and then fade for 2 seconds, continuously in a loop. So let's now go ahead and add some more steps. To add some more colors, simply press the button. We can go back into our scene builder here. Grab our lights, let's make them yellow, add another step. If you notice there, when I added a new step, it added it immediately after the step that I was currently active in. Let's go and make this one green. So we've now got a lovely color chase here. You'll also notice that the hold and fade times have copied themselves from the rest of the cues in our list. And when we play back, we get a nice color fade between red, blue, green and yellow, which is just a lovely color combination we've got going here. Let me speed that up a bit. Drag, select all our steps, go into settings. Let's turn off the fade time and change the timing to 1. Now we've got a quick color chase. But let's say I wanted to make a change across all of these steps here. Let's say I wanted to add in my Inno Spot Pros, just doing a nice beam cross, just static. Well, what I can do is I can select multiple steps at once, go back into our scene editor, and we're now editing all 4 steps at once. Zoom in here and make it a bit clearer. So I can now go here, select my Inno Spot Pros, beam on, let's get them in a position I like, cross like that, and let's put them in red in a gobo. And let's just sharpen up that gobo focus a bit. There we go. And now, when I go back and play the sequence, the Inno Spot Pros are now applied through all of the steps. So you've actually got quite a lot of flexibility with the way you create your sequences with multiple steps. And just the same as the way scenes work, you need to remember that the blue step, the one is currently active, is the one you're editing, and any changes you make are immediately saved. You've also got a master dimmer control for each individual step. Let's say the green is a little bit too bright. Well, what I can do here, using the dimmer control on this particular step, double click, and then I can choose what percentage of dimming I want. So let's say 70%. And now when I play back that step, it's going to be at 70% intensity rather than 100. Just as with the scene builder, you've got a few options up here that allows you to add steps, delete steps, copy steps, paste steps, and again, the settings for the timings for each step. And if we go back over to the scenes list, some of these options now make a little bit more sense. First of all, here we've got our looping column. So what it's now going to do when it's under always loop is constantly just loop through those 4 different steps. However, if we go down here to one loop, when we press play, it's going to run through that sequence once, and then when it gets to the end, it's going to stop. And you've got options here, you can set how many times you want that to loop. I particularly like having these kind of one loop, one shot sequences, so you can have a little animated sequence that then stops once it's completed. So when you set a certain number of loops rather than always loops, you then get the option to set up your next column here. And what the next column allows you to do is select a different scene. So let's go to opening look. And then when we're in the live tab later on, when the scene finishes its loop and gets to its final step, when we next press the play button, it'll automatically jump to opening look. That'll all make more sense when we start looking more at the live tab. This little tick box here basically enables the ability to crossfade between scenes. And we've also got the trigger option here, which will make more sense when we start controlling our lights live. And also, one final thing to mention, the tick box on the left here, this basically displays whether that scene is viewable in the live tab. So that's a look at how you can create multiple steps within your scenes and start making some more complex looks. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching.